I brought my son to a comedy festival in Nebraska. It was Johnny Carson's hometown, and I was always such a huge fan of Johnny Carson. I wanted to show my son some history, right? They have a museum there and everything. So we went there, and we had a great time. And on before the first show, we were in the green room. It was me, a couple friends, my son, and then two comedians walked in that I had never met, so they didn't know me, and they certainly didn't know my son. And so they thought he was a comedian. And they were like, how old are you? And he goes, I'm 18. They go, oh, you think you're going to go out there and wow the adult crowd with your 18-year-old humor? Yeah? Is that right? Is that what you're going to do? Sure. Uh-huh. Going to tell them about how you live with your parents? And somebody whispered to me, they go, are you going to help your son? And I was like, nah, I sharpen the stick. I know how it pokes. So the guy was just giving it to my son, and he's finally done, and my kid goes, yeah, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate the advice. Do you mind if I say something I like about your act? And the guy goes, go for it. He goes, I really like how you smile at the end of your jokes to let people know they're finished since the punchlines don't do the trick. Everybody slowly looked at me, and I was just like, Daddy raised you right! So thrilled. But that wasn't even my favorite. At the end of the week, there was a former Miss Nebraska there. Just a lovely woman. She was like the town celebrity, so nice. And she invited us all to her home to have a buffet at the end of the week. And so we got there. It was my friend Joe, my friend Phil, my son, and myself, and we got there late. And there were no plates left. And Phil is from Canada. And I only tell you that to let you know that he doesn't care about others. So we walked in, and there were no plates left at the buffet. And there were 3 plates on the kitchen wall. And Phil goes, can I use one of these? And she goes, no, you may not. And he goes, why not? And she started crying. And through tears, she told us this story about how her mom had left Europe with just 12 plates and the clothes on her back. And then she met the husband, and they had 4 kids, and they all got 3 plates. And all 4 of those kids had 3 children of their own, so they were all going to get 1 plate. And Phil goes, is that it? And she goes, yes, it is. And he goes, well, I'm hungry. I'm going to get food. And he turned, but he had a backpack on. And it knocked a plate off of the wall, and it shattered. And the only thing you could hear in the kitchen was the clock ticking and this woman sobbing. And my son goes, God damn it, Phil. Now she's going to have to kill one of her kids. I mean, come on. This lady went from crying to laughing, and she goes, oh, I like you. And my son goes, enough to let me pick which kid? This dude's like a superhero who doesn't know how to use his powers yet. I'm flying. Is that a wall? Smash. In this country, we attribute daddy issues to women all the time. We'll say things like, oh, that younger woman's dating that older man. She has daddy issues. Oh, she's working in a strip club. She clearly has daddy issues. I bet some women do, but I guarantee every single man of all time has daddy issues. And if you're sitting next to a man that just leaned over and goes, I don't, then he's got the worst kind. Those are the stabby ones. And you're gonna wanna watch your ass. You might think, what about mommy issues? Mommy issues don't destroy men like daddy issues do. If a guy has mommy issues, he marries a bitch. If we could just take some time to appreciate all the men staring straight forward right now. I should roller coaster cam you guys right in the face. Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like a bird dog convention. You're just like, I would not move my neck for $1 million. Please say something else. My ear's hot. I can feel her looking at me. Please, Chad, say more things. But it's true. Guy has mommy issues and marries a bitch. Guy has daddy issues. There's a good chance at some time in his life he will be described as the shooter. Here's the thing. I don't even need you to laugh at that one. I don't, but I do need you to hear it. Because I'm telling you, daddy issues destroy dudes. You ever seen a grown man pounding a nail into something and he hits his own thumb? And he's like, you fucking idiot! That's his dad talking to him. Right? right? That's not anger, that's a memory. You ever seen those two guys at the movie theater that leave that empty space in between them? It's for one of their dads that never made it to a game. Hold on. A lot of you are laughing, but I can see some of you like, covering your face. Hey, I would never tell someone how to react to comedy because it is subjective. But I would just recommend not wasting any empathy on these two losers at the theater. What do you need an empty space in between you for? You've been best friends since the 4th grade, and you think tonight at the new Keanu movie that your clothed arm is gonna touch his clothed arm and you're just gonna have to butt fuck? Really? Is that right? Is that what's happening? I don't believe you. You're gonna reach for the pop at the same time and your hairy knuckles are gonna touch? And that's the spark you've been missing? You're just like, oh, it sends shivers up my spine. You feel that? You feel it too? Ah, I thought you might. Why don't you hop over on my lap and we'll make our own Lego movie? Homophobia is the biggest daddy issue of them all. It has to be. Think of how many boys in high school never go into choir that have angelic voices because they're scared to get teased by these fucking homophobic people in their grade. Because I remember that, right? People be like, I think I'm gonna sign up for choir. And another guy'd be like, oh yeah? Well, let me know if you need me to jizz on your vocal cords. Cool them off for the concert. I mean, that's how it was. And you'd always think, yeah, singers never get laid. What the fuck? Mick Jagger's 100 and he has a baby from yesterday, probably. And homophobia is intense, and still, 2021, it's still intense, and I don't even understand why. You hear people lose their shit, like, if these Fruit Loops would just stop shoving their lifestyle in my face. Anytime I hear anything that aggressive, I always think, the call is coming from inside the closet. I mean, nobody wants to kiss you on your underbite, you ape. Relax. I can't speak for the gay community, but I have to assume no one wants to lick skull off of bottom teeth, right? And here's what confuses me. It's always like, if those Fruit Loops wouldn't shove their lifestyle in my face, now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go tell this woman that I don't know she needs to carry her baby to full term. It's always the same fucking guy. I honestly think this. If we stop talking about the way far left and the way far right, and we talk about the people you can see from the middle, I don't think we're as different as the news organizations want us to think. I think we have a lot more in common. Let me tell you why I think that. I think we say things differently, but we kind of mean similar things. You have people on the left that will go, well, I just want to put some positive energy out into the universe. And you have people on the right that will go, thoughts and prayers. That is just all of us looking up going, help! It's the same shit. Both sides love 3-word phrases. We know that. The left loves 3-word phrases. Defund the police. Less guns now. Save the turtles. And the far left holds all of those in the same regard. And that is crazy to me. You can't do that. That is not how you fix shit. You bring one thing, check it off the list. You can't bring all your stuff and go, can you help me fix all my stuff at the same time? That's not gonna work. I'm gonna tell you something, I've never been black, I don't know what that experience is like, but if I ever heard Black Lives Matter, save the turtles, I would lose my fucking mind. Let me make it personal to me. Chad's life matters, save the turtles. I'd be like, me fucking first. Turtles? You're 150 and you haven't figured out how to swim around garbage yet? If you bite a straw, spit it out, dumb bitch. Please. The right loves 3-word phrases. Build the wall, lock her up, eat her. They love that shit. My pillow guy. There's another one. There are so many. Here's what's awesome. I've kind of decided what line you guys are on by what you've been laughing at tonight, and I can see you. And you can always tell during that bit, conservatives laugh harder at even themselves. It's interesting to me because, listen, I told you I'm on the left. Liberals hear a joke and they go, I'm gonna need some more information before I laugh at that in public. And that's whatever, do your thing. But conservatives laugh at everything without even turning around to see if it's okay first. You don't have to turn around when God has your back. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know a lot, but I do know when Jesus is your co-pilot, you let her rip. Let her rip. Let her rip. That's 3. Both sides are confusing, right? I live in northern Minnesota. I drink a lot of beer and a lot of garages in the wintertime. And by that description, you can tell I'm not always hanging out with the libtards. There are conservatives in the garage, and they will always do that thing where they equate race to the rainbow. Like, I don't care if you're red, brown, green, purple, gold, or green. As long as you work hard. And I always go, bitch, your parents helped you pay for college. Shut up. That's confusing to me. It's confusing on the left. LGBTQIA 2S plus. I want to be very clear. I told you, I care about people. I think everyone should have the same right to the pursuit of happiness than everybody else. All I'm saying is that's a lot of stuff to remember in a row. Don't make me say 9 things and then a plus. That is what a plus is for. Crime and punishment doesn't end with et cetera, et cetera. I mean, that would be ridiculous. LGBTQIA2S plus sounds like a cheat code for Mortal Kombat. Right? You just put that into your controller. Finish him! Fireball! Both sides have opinions about race. We've known that from the beginning, right? I have a lot of friends from a lot of different places. Sometimes I'll go to a party and I'll be like, oh yeah, man, there were Asian dudes there, black dudes there, white dudes there. And then people on the left will go, how come black people weren't first on that list? And people on the right will go, how come white people weren't first on that list? And Asians are like, we're just gonna be over here if you need us. We're gonna be in the corner still running everything while you guys argue about ridiculous shit. I'll tell you why that's my list. It's because it's alphabetical. I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to get in trouble. Asian, black, white. Now, there's a lot of people, a lot of groups of people between black and white alphabetically, right? Indian, I don't know, Middle Eastern, Pacific Islander. We could be here until the sun comes up with all the groups. And I do know, because I'm white, that white people do not like being at the back of any line. So we were behind all these people at W like, what is going on up there? I need a taller truck so I can see over everybody. I can't even see what's going on in the middle. You know what? Grab your shit. We're Caucasian now. And we walked all the way. We walked from W all the way past everybody, just like, what's up, dude? All the way to C. And then black people saw us coming, they were like, we're African American now. And they moved over 1. They moved 1 over. We need 1 buffer, 1 letter buffer.
You don't want to mess with ISIS, man. They're a crabby group. And we should have seen that coming because they are all caps. And you guys, that's yelling. How did we not know? I bet if you asked everybody in ISIS why they joined, over 40% would say traffic. Because traffic can turn a reasonable, rational human being into a murderous monster. You ever been at a 4-way stop and it's not your turn to go, but it's a person in front of you, it's their turn to go, but they're not going, they're doing this. Go, 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 go. No, you. Go, 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 go. And you're behind them like, fucking go! You have to go or nobody's ever gonna go.
There are rules in place for this situation. You're not gonna get into heaven for letting somebody go first at a four-way stop, because I'm gonna stab someone, and that shit's going on your tab. Because go, 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 go is gonna lead to gaga, gaga, gaga. Listen, you guys, you cannot be nice with someone else's time. That is not how kindness works. If you want to be nice, join the Big Brother or the Big Sister program and bring a kid to the movie. But on your way to the theater, fucking go. You have to go. Now, I want you to know, traffic is the only time I get real upset. That's true. I'm a pretty laid-back guy. I love walking around and seeing other people get mad. I think that's fun. Because I am a hypocrite and I like to judge others. And that makes me feel good. If I see a man yelling at his kids, I'm like, oh, I'm so much better than him. And that gets me through my day, even though it's not true. My favorite kind of anger is self-produced anger. We've all seen that. Guy at the grocery store is holding the door. Somebody walks in, doesn't say thank you, and the guy holding the door is like, welcome! Oh my God. Has anyone ever needed to hear drive safe, don't rape more than him? Like, ever? What does he think? Everyone's just at the gym, running on the treadmill, getting in shape. Sure hope somebody holds the door at the store today. Cannot wait to say thank you. It's crazy. People have other things going on in their lives, right? Even if it's something as small as remembering your list when you're walking through the parking lot. Just milk, eggs, flour, welcome! Okay, all right. Yeah, that was most likely for me. Were you holding the door? You were, right? Yeah. I was just trying to remember my list. Yeah, well, you're welcome. Nobody likes getting yelled at, especially in public. Nothing good has ever happened from that. A guy is never like, oh, I should take that guy fishing. Right? It's always something like, oh, I'd kill him for sure. That's why I admire psychopaths a little bit. I think psychopaths have figured some things out. I do. A psychopath thinks, I'm gonna kill that guy, and then they just kill him. And the rest of the day, they're like, da-da-da-da-da. They're just so happy that their to-do list is done. But a man that fears society's rules, you can't go killing people all willy-nilly. Right? So he's like, oh, I want to kill that guy, but I'm already at the store. I should probably just get my stuff. Yeah, I'll do that. And then he goes in the store, but he hasn't forgotten that he's been yelled at, right? So 10 minutes later, he's walking around the frozen food section just like, okay, hold on. What do you mean I'm welcome? Why am I welcome? You're welcome. How about that? You ever thought about that? How about you be welcome? I just opened this freezer door. Didn't need your help there, did I? No, man. I got doors all day. Fuck! Welcome! And he strokes out in the frozen food section. And he forgets his list. And he goes home without milk, eggs, or flour. And his only job all week was to make his little daughter a birthday cake. You assholes. I mean, seriously. Let's review all the things we've talked about tonight, and cake just shut you down, huh? We've talked about so many topics. You're like, not the cake! Don't you dare! My God, you're so nice. Stop. The Lord is alive in Denver. You weirdos. Just as a reminder, a man had just stroked out in a grocery store and nobody had any problem with that at all. And then I mentioned a girl not getting cake and you're like, oh God, is there a bakery he could stop at? Stop at a bakery and get some cake. It's her birthday. I need you to know something. When I wrote this story, I never even thought about that little girl for more than 1 second. I just needed something to do with those ingredients. So I picked cake because I like cake. This little girl is just supposed to go, hey guys, and then leave the story. That's it. She's like 1 second in, 1 second out. And you guys are like, come here, we'll get you some cake. Come on. You come here right now. This story is about a man on the verge of a mental breakdown. I just picture this man in his kitchen stirring an empty bowl with dead eyes. Still has his hospital bracelet on from the stroke. Just mumbling things like, hold the door for me, hold the door for you. Didn't need you to hold the door. It's automatic door. You were waving at the camera. It's not automatic door. His father-in-law walks in the kitchen. How's the cake coming? Fucking welcome! Like loses his mind. And a whole bunch of you were like, is there frosting at the house? Can we get this kid some frosting? Which is crazy to me, because the point of this entire story is this. When a woman is breastfeeding a child, and the child is sick, that illness is in the child's saliva. It enters the mother's body through the areola. It travels around the mother's body. The mother's body fixes it. It puts it back in the milk, sends the cure out through the nipple. Kid feels better. Our noses can categorize 50,000 smells. Our eyeballs can see 10 million different colors. That is the potential of the human body. And you can't figure out a four-way stop? My daughter came home and she goes, Dad, all my friends in my friends group have anxiety, but I don't have it. And that's making me anxious. And I was like, awesome, it's airborne. Sweet. Perfect. I didn't know a lot about anxiety before she said that, and I started researching it, and I've come to the conclusion there are two main types of anxiety: real and fake. Please keep in mind, just because you don't know anyone with fake anxiety doesn't mean it isn't real. Because I have a friend with fake anxiety, and that's all I need for this test group to be right. I only need one. He's an asshole, and then he uses fake anxiety as an excuse to be an asshole. And that bothers me for several reasons. Number one, you're faking something you don't have that some people do have. And number two, I'm an asshole, but I don't have anxiety, so I'm just an asshole. Right? Like, I wake up, I'm in a bad mood, I don't like what you're doing, and then I'm mean to you. That's amazing. You're the youngest person that's ever shake their head for that, just like, yeah, I like that idea. Most of the time, young people are like, wait, you can do that? And it's like, yeah, you can do that. It's awesome. You should try it. I give people 2 warning shots, and then I go off. That's just how I live my life. I was in a grocery store once, and a guy had his cart parked up against the food I needed, and so I even tried to lighten the mood. I go, hey, excuse me, you put my food in jail. Right? Kind of clever. Like, my food's in jail. He goes, yeah, just a second. And I go, oh, I don't want to wait for parole. So if we could move your cart. And he goes, just a second. And I just said, fucking move it. That's 2 nice tries. And then I'm not going to sit here and beg you to move your fucking cart all day. There's no way. And I'm going to tell you something. It felt great. You used to be able to yell at people. It was awesome. And now you can't yell at anyone. It's just insanity. When he left the store, I didn't try to run him over with my car. I didn't follow him home and murder his family and boil his pets. Right? I'm not that far into that book. I just asked him nicely twice. He didn't do it, and I said, fucking move it! Pressure just... like hot yoga for my whole body, but just took a sec. I was born before technology, and we used to write pen pals from other countries. I can see some older people going, yeah. Not older, my age. Yes, we did that. And then you'd forget about it. And then 6 months later, you were like, what is this? What are these letters? And what does that sickle mean?
just so excited. Like, you have to wait in line for bread? My fucking life is great! It's probably just written by your teacher to let you know how great your life was. But I think we should return to the pen pal thing, but we should call. We should have somebody in another country that we can call every morning when we wake up and just go, hey, is this Henri? Oh, it is? Awesome. I think you suck. Hang up the phone. Just be like, you need coffee? I don't. I just told Henri he sucks and I feel great. And then Henri will call me the next day because it's a partnership. And he'll go, hey, Chad, is this you? And I'll go, yes, it is. And he'll go, you do have tits. And he'll hang up. And then he's like walking around like, oh, he has tits. It's so funny. I feel great. Gotta let the steam off, man. You go crazy. My friend with fake anxiety, I'm to tell you how I know it's fake. I know, we're back and forth again. Remember, 12th night in a calendar year. My friend with fake anxiety, he uses 3 words that no one with real anxiety would ever use. He talked to me one day and he goes, hey, sorry about your party, but my anxiety got the best of me and I was just being an asshole all night long. There they are, all night long. Someone with real anxiety doesn't do anything all night long, especially if it's bothering other people. I have friends with real anxiety. They could put the spoon in the bean dip incorrectly and just be like, oh, I made another mark in the bean dip. It was supposed to go in this mark and I made this mark. I don't like it here. And they leave. They just leave. And then they'll call me 3 days later, and my friends call it an episode when they have them, right? They're like, hey, sorry about that episode. Thanks for still being my friend. It's like, of course I'm still your friend. It's bean dip, for Christ's sake. Not only that, if I'm ever in an emergency, you're one of the only people I want around, because I bet you've been worrying about that shit since the 3rd grade. Probably have a 3-ring binder with a ton of ways to get out of it. I look at my friends with anxiety kind of like superheroes, man, because it's weird. If I was on a plane that was crashing, I would look for someone with anxiety to calm me down. And I know that doesn't make sense, but let's go to the chart. My resting worry is way down here. I don't worry about much. Someone with anxiety, their resting worry is up here. You put me in a plane crash, weep, I'm way up here. Someone with anxiety, still right down here. Want to know why? Because it's just a plane crash. It's just a standard, run-of-the-mill, hitting the ground and exploding plane crash, right? Their parents aren't on the flight telling them what they've done wrong since 6th grade. You're like, why are you so calm? I'm like, oh, when I thought about a plane crash, we didn't even crash into Earth. The Earth opened up and we landed in the middle and lava monsters ate our brains while we were still alive. And it's like, oh, yeah, this is way better. Thank you. Also, 2 weeks ago, I called a stranger's service animal by the wrong name, and I haven't really slept. So I'm just kind of ready to get it over with. Somebody asked me one time, they said, hey, man, if you had a time machine, what would you use it for? And I said, I'd go back to when Chernobyl happened, and I'd get out, and I'd take a deep breath. And then I'd get back into my time machine, I'd come back to right now so that COVID and any future variants could suck all 3 of my dicks. Okay. I'm not milking your laughter, it's just here's what happened one time. I told that story, thought it was done, started the next story, and as soon as I did, a man yelled out, I don't get it! And it scared the shit out of me. So now, when I'm done with that story, I just pause, see if there are questions. And there have been. One time a grown man said, were all 3 dicks the same size? It's like, of course not. When Chernobyl melted down, it was in the Soviet Union, so I could put one dick into a bigger dick and then into a bigger dick. They were nesting dicks, or matryoshkaks, if you will. If you don't get a joke, don't yell at the person telling you. You should call your parents and be like, hey, you should have taught me more stuff.
I looked like a real asshole at the comedy show last night. Because I write my jokes till I get them. And then I move on. That's how I do it, right? I'm not in my hotel room like, oh, that'd be pretty funny. Well, what if there's a dipshit there? I better keep going. What if somebody doesn't know what nuclear fallout could do to a body? I should probably say nuclear to that guy, because that's for sure how he says it. Oh, that's right. I'm a catty bitch. That's right. You know what's fun about doing that joke in Madison is you can tell who lives in Madison and who drove in. That's a fun one. I like that a lot. Because you're all laughing up to the end, and then some of you go, I like that part, and the other goes, I don't know about it. That's all right. Oh, my God. So then this guy, we're not even done yet. He comes up to me at the meet and greet line, and he goes, just so you know, that Chernobyl thing, super confusing. You should tell people you got the 3 dicks from the vaccine, because that could be a side effect. And I was like, it sure could not have. If we could have gotten 3 dicks from the vaccine, there would have been a line of pickup trucks, 50 states long, nut sacks on the back of all of them, just Tokyo drifting into parking spots. I'm here for my shot and my dicks. I've also told my son that if he's on a date and it's not going well and he doesn't want a second date, but the girl wants to kiss him at the end of that date, well, just don't. Because that's going to be a real awkward situation later on. It's going to be awkward for sure in those 5 minutes. But that's okay. That's 5 minutes. You don't want to have that shit go on forever. And if you don't believe me, why don't you call Aziz, see what he thinks about it. That come out of the mic wrong? What happened? Aziz got in trouble for having a bad date. He's a famous comedian, for those of you that don't know. And there was a girl that he went on a date with, and he wanted to have sex with that girl, and she wanted a famous boyfriend, and neither of that worked. There is so much dumb on both sides of this story, it is mind-blowing to me. For those of you that never read the article, here's what happened. They got home from dinner, she sat on his kitchen counter, and then they both agreed that he was going to put his this part on her this part. Immediately when they got home. It's like a kid hitting a ball at Little League and running right to third. I mean, yeah, it's adorable, but there are rules here. Then they both agreed that she was going to put her this part on his this part 2 times. Gentlemen, I think we can all agree that no means no every single time. But what about? Even then for sure. But then ladies, you also have to agree that no one can hear you saying no when you voluntarily put their dick in your mouth 2 times. In the article, she was quoted as saying, he wasn't getting my non-verbal cues. Well, where I'm from, sucking a dick is not a good one. I'm not having any fun. I mean, that is not how you call Uber. Everybody knows that. Everyone knows. It's an app. I think the most I've been messed with is my daughter was in 7th and 8th grade volleyball, and part of the uniforms are spandex shorts. And no thank you. Not ever. Not spandex on anyone, not ever. I was in Florida once, and I saw a bunch of senior citizens biking on pedal bikes towards me, and they were all wearing head-to-toe spandex. It is an unflattering thank you. Material. You see me fucking go deer in headlights? It is an unflattering. That's what happened in my head. I just flatlined. Material. Yes, thank you. Have you ever grabbed a balloon that's not inflated and squished it, and then part of it pops up between your fingers? That's what spandex does to the human body. Don't groan. I didn't invent spandex. I'm explaining something to you. That's why I say we can't let these little kids wear it. Because some of these kids haven't gone through their growth spurt yet, right? And so they have that little belly you have when you're a kid or a 46-year-old man. And they pull their spandex up over their belly to hide it. But what they don't realize, when the top goes up, the bottoms come up. Now we have what I like to refer to as a situation. I went to every home game of my daughter's 7th and 8th grade volleyball career, and I had not seen that many camel toes since the parade scene in Aladdin. I know some of you aren't understanding. Listen, that's 75 golden camels. That's 4 legs apiece. You get it. Some of you are still looking at me like I'm a creep. Hold on. I didn't walk in the school like, do you know where the camel toes are? Prince Ali, yes it is he, but not as you know him. That's not what happened. I bet you like that one, kiddo, huh? Yeah. Shit. Probably just watched that yesterday. What's up? It startled me the first time. I mean, I walked in, you don't expect it, no one warns you about it. I bet dads that are like, have seen this before, like, oh shit, I'm not saying a word, watch this. And you walk in, you're like, hey girl, pat, camel toe, and you're like, no! I backed up to the bleachers, started feeling for him, and then I started sliding down the bleachers, moving away from the noise. I was like, I would rather walk through darkness with friends than see camel toes in the light. It's Helen Keller. All right, part of that is Helen Keller. But that's what I would do. I would sit way on the other end of the bleachers and I would stare at a brick across the gym and listen to volleyball. Because I wasn't interested. It's not fun. It's gross. Put them in basketball shorts. It's the same building. It's the same court. They just raised the nets. Fucking put them in the same stuff. One day I was looking at my brick, listening to volleyball, and someone hit an errant shot, and the ball caught my attention, so I looked at it quickly, and then, pop, camel toe. Now, have you ever not unwrapped a Cadbury egg all the way? Little piece of tinfoil left on it. It's the first thing you bite down on, and your brain goes, That's what happens to a good dad when he is sniped by a camel toe. Just out of curiosity, what did everybody think about the vaccine? Kids, relax. I don't care about your answer. It's just so fun to ask that question because immediately before I'm even done asking, you can see somebody go, no! Why would you do that? We just stopped arguing. God damn you. It's very fun. I don't care what you thought about the vaccine, and you don't have to care what I thought. That's what makes America great. But I think we can all agree that the vaccination card, huge swing and a miss. Has there ever been a document less official than the vaccination card? What were we doing? The lady that gave me my vaccination, her name was Cindy, C-Y-N-D-I. And she dotted the I with a heart. Just like they teach you in vaccine school. I just couldn't believe it. It's just so silly. When comedy started back up after lockdown, comedy clubs would call you and they'd go, hey, do you want us to check vaccine cards for people getting into your show? And I'd always go, no, you don't have to. They're like, how come? It's because I don't know who has the vaccine, but I do know who has access to an index card and a printer. And that's just every single person. So I just don't care. If you get pulled over in your car, you have to have a driver's license, proof of insurance, and you have to be able to prove it's your vehicle. If someone's like, hey, do you have the vaccine? You're like, yeah, here's this piece of paper that's not even laminated. Sorry, it's wet, I just went swimming. Just kidding, if you can keep a secret, I'm the syringe. I got the vaccine at Walgreens. I walked in, I said, hey, do you guys have the vaccine? And the pharmacist leaned back and goes, anybody here know how to give the vaccine? And Cindy goes, I'll try. So I did get COVID. But I got it late, man. I got so late in the game. I was talking so much shit to everybody. My friends would call me like, what are you doing tonight? It's like, oh, just hanging out waiting for scientists to come get my blood because it's perfect. I had been around so many people that had COVID. I had been to Texas. I had been to Florida, where I believe it started. I was around a lot of friends that had it. My daughter had it very badly. She had a 103 temp, and I let her sit by me because they were like, she's supposed to go to her room to quarantine. It's like, then what do I do? Just check every 15 minutes if she's alive, or how do I do that? The silly system we created. And then I went down to Dallas, Texas, July 29th. I was on stage, and it was hot. And this man in the front row, he coughed, and he goes, I'm so sorry about that. And I was like, you don't have to apologize, I can't get it. There was a fan on stage keeping me cool. So I moved that right in front of him. And I said, hey dude, if you have to cough, cough into this. And he did, and it would come up to me, and I'd suck it in like John Coffey from Green Mile, just... And then 3 days later, I was like, what do 2 lines mean on my test? Dude, you should have seen how fast these 2 lines appeared on the test. I put 1 drop of that little spittle stuff in the hole, and it just went, boing! And my daughter was like, how much COVID do you have? And I was like, I think I have the rest of it. Everybody's safe. I have the rest. But I'm glad that we came out of it. I thought we were going to have to wear masks on airplanes for the rest of my life, and that would have been pretty fucking miserable. Now it's a choice, and I still wear it sometimes. It's not a political statement, but I sleep with my mouth open when I fly. Pre-pandemic, I woke up every flight just like, wide open. And I don't need some dirty-handed asshole walking back from the bathroom just fish hooking me on the way by. It's like, get up, dude, you missed snacks. Wake up. Look at how wide open his mouth is. Look at this shit. I'm not touching anything. This is the easiest game of Operation I've ever played in my life. Is that your uvula? Dude, I'm touching your uvula. How are you not up? They got little bags of goldfish. I think you're gonna like them. I mean, listen, I don't need that shit. I mask it up. I mask it up. That is one thing I'm gonna miss about all of it, are mask arguments in public. They were so fun, because I wasn't doing comedy for a long time, so I wasn't laughing as much. And then I'd go to a grocery store, and you'd hear it start. It looks like a diaper on your face. And then you'd hear, and I go, I better stick around and see what happens. This is gonna be amazing. The greatest one I ever saw, I was in one of these fancy restaurants where, you know, you have to wear a mask when you walk in, but you can take it off after you sit down. Because everybody knows COVID has to enter your mouth and your asshole at the exact same time. That's science. I'm not going to argue with you about that. That is straight science. I do my own research. Please trust me. One goes in your mouth, one goes in your asshole. They meet in the lungs. High five. That's how it starts. So I saw this guy. He walked in, had a mask on. Of course, because look. See what's happening? My asshole's fully exposed. And you might think, whoa, you have pants on. Are they N95 pants? You know what kind of carburetor I'm rocking on these pants? So he walks in, sits down, takes his mask off, boom, everybody's happy. Then, during his meal, he gets up, walks to the bathroom, no mask. It was awesome. You could tell it happened a lot in that restaurant because the manager just goes, gah. And he slowly walks over to the guy, like snuffle up, because he's like, hey man, can you please put your mask on? And the man turned to him and he goes, I'm not gonna put a mask on! Go to the bathroom! That's when I spit my food out and started laughing. I wasn't trying to be gross, but one time I started laughing with food in my mouth and I almost choked to death. So now I spit my food out, grab a napkin, wrap it around my finger, take a hot lap all the way around. Make sure there's not a hitchhiker that could bring me down if I inhale too intensely. When I feel safe to move forward, I start laughing. And I start laughing hard, especially at absurdity. And is there anything more absurd than not wanting to wear a mask into the one place we should have been wearing masks all along? The bathroom. What, that's the hill you're gonna die on? I'm an American and I will smell another man's shit. Just kick the door down. What do you got for me, gentlemen? Come on now. Is that yesterday's dinner and a urinal cake? Oh, hell yes, brother. Hell yes. Somebody in here needs more water. That is tart. You gotta start your day with 12 ounces, dude. Came here to eat and I'm teaching, shit. The other reason I grew a beard is because my 18-year-old son challenged me to a beard growing contest. And he lost because he is 18. You ever seen an 18-year-old's beard? Oh my God, they're so gross. It's like a daddy long leg who's just crawling out feet first. Like a whisker up here and a whisker over here. I have a grandmother that could beat this kid in a beard growing contest using only moles. I think my son challenged me to a beard growing contest because pubic hair grew in on other parts of his body, and that grew in full. Because that is how pubic hair works. Nobody has patchy pubes. Let me rephrase that. I don't think anybody has patchy pubes. Some of you shut down on that one. You're like, hey, buddy, right here. What are you doing out of the house? Just stay home and fix your dick mange or whatever. It's probably not called that, but that's what I'm gonna call it. I have never seen pubic hair on my son's body, but I have for sure seen it shaved off of his body onto my toilet seat. You know where my toilet seat is? That's in my bathroom. That's an easy one. Everyone should have got that. Do you know where my bathroom is? That is in my bedroom. So that means he walked through my bedroom, and he's not allowed in there because clothes go missing and pillows get moved. And I don't trust that. A crooked pillow is a mystery I don't want to solve. So that goes in the garbage immediately. I just picture him straddling my toilet. And I know he straddled it because there are only pubes on the back half of the toilet seat. If you have a better theory, I'll listen, but there isn't one. That's the only way, because I know he wasn't using painter's tape and shit to like straighten it out. Hold on, it's not even yet. Let me get a laser level. I got it. Just over my toilet. Fion, fion, fion. Like he's making a pair of Ugg boots. Right? Walking out of my bathroom like, fuck it, my dad will clean it up. I'm 18, I don't try. Or, you know, whatever kids say when you're not around. Now, the main problem I have with these pubes on the toilet is that during this story, my kids live with me Sunday to Wednesday. They live with their mother Wednesday to Sunday. And he shaved his pubes Wednesday before he went to school. That means he was not going to be home for 4 days. So I called his cell phone when he was at school to leave a message, but he answered because he is not a good student. And I said, hey man, found some pubes. And he said, where? Which leads me to believe I have not found all the pubes. What do you mean, where? Why are there options to this conversation? Am I going to happen upon more pubes later this afternoon? Boy, I sure hope not, because I taught him how to prank, and I know he's real good at it. I haven't checked, but I bet you there are pubes in my sleeping bag right now. That's a hard-ass burn. Nobody naps when they're camping. The first time you get in that bag, the food is in the tree and the fire is out, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to get some. Oh, those are pubes. You got me. So I said, hey man, why'd you shave the pubes at my house? And he goes, because mom's not there to yell at me. And I said, that is the dumbest answer I've ever heard. So get back here after school and clean these up. And he said, I'm sorry, Father, but according to the custody agreement, I am at mother's now. And I know that was meant to make me mad, but it didn't. I was thrilled he used 2 3-syllable words in one sentence. Because I have watched him walk into a wall during the daytime. Natural sunlight guiding his way and just still, thunk. So I waited till Sunday, and he came to my house and said, hey man, come give me a hug. And he came to give me a hug like this, and when he did, I spun him around, and I put him in a full Nelson. And I walked him up the stairs, and I walked him into my bathroom, and I bent him over the toilet like I was rubbing a dog's nose in its own shit. Because the pubes were still there. They're not mine. I'm not cleaning those off. I walked downstairs in my own home for 4 straight days to use the bathroom because I am committed to parenting. So I have him bent over the toilet, and he starts making the weirdest noise. He started going like that. And I panicked a little bit because when he was 2, he had asthma. When he was 7, it went away because of a nebulizer. And I thought, oh my God, did I give my kid back asthma? But I didn't. Turns out he was just blowing pube dust to create a clean breathing area. Once I figured that out, I could not stop laughing. Because I had come to the realization my son is pubic hair waterboarding himself. And that hits the spot. I was laughing so hard, my grip loosened. He finally wiggles around and he goes, why are you doing this to me? I said, because your mom's not here to yell at me anymore either. I know, listen, I'm a dad, so I know I've given daddy issues. I haven't tried, but I know I've given them. I don't think we really know to what extent we mess up our kids until one of them murders us. Just wake up with a knife sticking out of our chest and a kid walking away going, I said Pop-Tarts! Just laying in bed like, there's fresh fruit in the fridge! My daughter's 17 years old, and I know I've given her daddy issues because here's the deal. I need her to listen to me, and I need her to respect me, but I also try to show her the respect that I want her to seek out in a partner. Does that make sense? Yes! Yeah, I know it's exciting, but it's not a good balancing act because I sound like an idiot in my own house. I'll say things like, put your phone down, get your ass over here and pick this up. That is okay for a father to say, but not a boyfriend. If a boyfriend uses this tone with you, you leave his ass, but by God, you're gonna pick this shit up for your dad. Well, it's nice of you to cheer, but you know that's a daddy issue. She's gonna leave a meeting when she's 30 just like, only my father yells at me. All the men in the room reaching for the phone. Can we get HR up here, please, immediately? Can you send Rebecca and not David this time? Thank you. Thank you. This special is going to be called Mixed Reviews, and you might think, how come? Well, you've been here, you get it. Not every joke is for every person anymore. At the same time, especially because we broke up as a country. Right? I could stand up here and I go, these dickheads on the left and 50% of Americans would laugh. Or I go, these dickheads on the right and 50% of Americans would laugh. And so that's what I've decided to do. I'm going to make fun of all of us. And I'm going to take your laughter in increments. I can already see some of you are nervous, and that's okay. It's going to be very fun. And if this is the hour that brings my career to a screeching halt, well, I'm rich. And I'm getting old, so it's time. When I was growing up, you could stand in the middle of the political spectrum and you could see the far right and you could see the far left because they weren't that far away from the middle. Now, the far left is cascading over the horizon of the earth and the far right is falling off the cliff that they think is there because the world is flat. And you can't even see them. You can hear them bickering back and forth once in a while, but you can't see them. And I like to know what my fellow citizens are up to. So sometimes I'll get crazy and be like, I'm gonna go way over there and see what they're doing. And so I cross the line and I go, oh, this is gonna be amazing. I can't wait. I go all the way to the right and I put my ear to the wall, and you can hear somebody go, well, how come black people can dye their hair blonde if white people can't paint their face? Okay, all right, okay. So I come all the way back here, and I regroup, because that's crazy shit. I catch my breath, and then I go, okay, I better, just to keep it fair, I gotta know what's happening. I go all the way over as far as I can to the left. And I put my ear on the wall, and you can hear somebody go, has anyone even asked the grass if it's okay to mow it? It is so exhausting. We should be able to grab one from each side and just go, shut the fuck up. It's crazy. America leads the league in mass shooters, and we can't find one that can just trim the edges. Yeah, all right. Mixed reviews it is. That was awesome. Some of you shut down so quickly. By the way, if that's how you deal with social issues by coming to comedy and not laughing, you can grab your cape on the way out because you're a fucking hero. Way to go. Change is right around the corner because of you. You nerds. Well, come on, if we're gonna have to put up with mass shooters, let's at least put them to good use. Okay, listen, that's fine. Some of you can sit there while I'm up here solving problems and creating jobs or whatever, however we need to do it. That's what I'm gonna do up here. I've been thinking, how are we gonna get people to come in from the far edges just to listen, just for a second, to one rational conversation? And I don't think we are. Lines have been drawn, heels are dug in. I thought maybe we could physically pull them in and just hold them while they listened, but that would be not fair because it'd be easier to pull people in from the far left. I'm not mocking them, I'm just saying it would. You get over there, you're like, all right, I'll take this guy. Oh my God, he's on a unicycle. Look. Oh, mine has a wheel, it's like luggage. It's so easy. Right? Be a lot easier. Be a lot harder to pull people in from the far right, because you get over there, you can't find anybody, everybody's wearing camo and shit, you're like... I just heard them doing math incorrectly. What is happening? Why does this bush have tits? This is so dumb. Nothing makes sense. I saw you in your camo. I fucking saw you, which is crazy, in your camo. It's not working, you're in the city now. I'm just kidding. I saw you look down at your shirt. As soon as I said camo, I peeked over my shoulder and you were like, God damn it. Oh, that's awesome. I tell you what, fucking cause some damage in the city and then get out to the woods. You're fine. I also thought this would be just such a fantastic rule to get people to kind of move in a little bit. If you do something historically very conservative, it would be fun if you had to do something a little liberal to balance it out. Vice versa, same on the other side. If you do something historically really liberal, it would be fun if you had to do something a little conservative to balance it out. Like if you go to a gun range 5 days in a row for 12 hours each day and you don't work there, I think it would be entertaining if on the 5th day you had to walk in and go, "Hey, bitches. Who wants brunch?" Very entertaining to me. Same on the other side. Before you buy a chameleon for a pet or whatever, you should have to look a woman right in her eyes and go, "You should smile more, sweetheart." You're a lot prettier when you smile. Extra points if she works for you. And you've conveniently eliminated your HR department.